Hello. This is Diego Mangabira. A question I want to ask you at the beginning of this video is, do you have problems organizing yourself and staying focused on what you do in your life? If you still have difficulty setting priorities, focusing on what you want, or even in achieving your goals at work or in your life, this video is for you. So, come with me in this mindset episode, where I will talk to you about how to increase your focus, how to have more mental focus in relation to what you do in your life. So, come with me. First of all, before starting the video, I want to invite you, if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, to click the subscribe button here on YouTube. If you are listening on other platforms, you can access us through our YouTube channel. Additionally, I invite you to click the bell icon. By clicking the bell, you will receive notifications of new videos, premiere videos, firsthand, so you can access our new content here on our YouTube channel, which can definitely make a difference in your life. There are several factors we should consider regarding focus. Merely, focus has to do with focus, which relates to a single point. If we take the Latin root of the word focus, we realize that when we prioritize something, things go very well. This is noticeable in the domain of the mind when we intend for something to happen in our lives. Let's think, for example, of a party you are organizing. It could be work, like when you want to talk to your boss about a promotion, or a couple prioritizing a trip, or a conversation about a certain aspect that you know is important at this very moment. It's time to do this. In addition, there are other main criteria in your life. You will talk about health, relationships, finances, money, spirituality, and the mental part, which must be integrated in relation to yourself, aligned with your mind, to achieve things in your life. This study of focus is very old. We see this in relation to ancient civilizations and what we still talk about today. We see this a lot on social networks and websites. The search for this type of content here in the West, especially in what I'm addressing in this video, is very high. You see many people trying to connect spiritually. When we talk about spirituality, it has more to do with breathing. In the true ancient concept, which we had 100,000, 300,000 years before Christ, it has to do with breathing the breath of life, having this inner connection within yourself. You see this with several techniques that come from the East, especially Asia: acupuncture, meditation, yoga. These practices have been in the West for almost 100 years in relation to this part of knowledge. Many people don't even know this part of what we're talking about. We know many things that are more traditional. The traditional still has a lot of space. When we talk, for example, about a treatment, you think a lot about a doctor, psychoanalyst, psychologist, or even in therapies that are more traditional. When we think about focusing on alternative therapies, we have, including, a medicine called alternative medicine, which deals with these new techniques. But remember, they are not new techniques, it would be the meeting of the old with the new. It's a perspective we know. If you create a feeling, a very strong emotion, for example, anger, you have a biological, physical counterpart in your liver. You will feel your liver react improperly, among other aspects. Today, there is a great integration, and focus has to do with this as well. I'm giving a base here for you to understand a little more because I'm going to talk about some strategies that can help you better control your focus. The first of them is to define what is the main focus you want to prioritize now. If you haven't started doing this yet, start now in a more accurate, simpler way. For example, today, now, you can solve something. So, what is important? What is important that you need to solve now? Whether you are watching this video in the morning, afternoon, evening, or late at night, the important thing is to have a bigger priority in your life at this very moment. What is this priority? It could be financial, material, physical, emotional, mental, or in some way that you need, at this very moment, to do something, but you don't know if you will give it priority. When we focus, it's as if we use our pineal gland, which is located here, in the third eye. We put all our attention on that aspect. We use a part of the brain, which is the frontal lobe, more specifically the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for our decision-making. When we use this part of the brain, responsible for our attention, we have double attention to what we want to do. So much so that most of the time, when you are doing an activity, even in the gym, practicing sports, sometimes you put on headphones or are on the treadmill, and everything becomes automatic. You are watching TV, you don't usually focus on your exercise, you are giving attention to something external and unfocusing from the internal. The same thing happens several times at work. You are doing several things at the same time, answering the phone, using the computer, talking to a coworker. But, in fact, what is important? The report, the meeting, you are not paying attention to. You are in a committee, we could say, in a state of waiting. It's not every day that we have on TV the standby mode. It is very important that you pay attention to this because you have a priority, a main aspect that needs to be resolved now. And what is this? Write it down on paper. The main tip, write it down on paper. When you have something tangible that you can touch, like a sheet of paper or a cardboard, nothing on the computer, an app, write it down physically. This will give you more work. And by giving you more work, you will have to expand your comfort zone, that is, leave your comfort zone and do something different. If you are watching this video in a restaurant, grab a napkin, if possible. Don't take the one from the back of the restaurant that has their logo, but get a piece of paper borrowed. Anyway, write this down because it's very important to act differently. We have several reports from people who had experiences like this, who had a big idea, what in English we call the big idea, maybe in a restaurant, in a bar drinking tea, and they thought, oh, I need to focus on this. And it worked out very well in their lives. The second aspect you need to prioritize is a plan of action. It's not just any plan of action, it's the steps. In life, we don't usually do much of this. We use a lot that mantra that is widely used in the West, let life take me. A lot of people use this mantra, let life take me. But what happens if life takes you to a place you don't want? As we know, the universe won't give you what you want, but the universe will give you what you are. If you are actually not caring about life, not considering using your heart, your mind, to get what you want, many times the path will be tortuous, painful, and, many times, very emotional. You won't be able to get to the answer you want. Plan of action, do it your way. People ask, Diego, but how do I make a plan of action? Look it up on the internet, maybe, to get some ideas. But what I always say is, make steps. How can you start now? How can you develop it? And how can you finish it? Set dates, preferably weeks. If it's a goal, a short-term focus, I suggest it be short-term, so less than a year, up to a week at most, to make it tangible what you want to do. Oh, Diego, but then I'm going to think about getting more money. Think about other sources of income you can work with. We have several ways, the internet allows this, several apps, including you can work to get this extra income. I'm not talking about other ways of building a financial empire, let's say. I mean this in the perspective of you having an open mind to the new and opening your mentality to new options. Day by day, you will have to embrace many options, analyze risks, also analyze your investment profile. Everyone has a focal point, everyone has a mind, everyone has a different plan. But when you open yourself up to the new, options appear that you hadn't thought of. And this is the tip I want to give, a plan of action. A plan of action is action. It is no use writing on paper and doing nothing. Because the universe wants to work for you, wants to use your mental strength so that you materialize, at the conscious level, what is already in your unconscious, already in preparation to bring here. But if you leave something standing still, it's the same as, let's think, if you take on a construction project, building a house, you buy bricks, cement, iron to lay the foundations, anyway. I'm not a construction expert, but I know you need iron, wood, measuring instruments, and so on. Anyway, go to work, be a bricklayer. And what happens? Is it worth building a house and leaving everything still? The house won't appear out of nowhere. It won't be a conscious miracle, that you will think, my house will appear now. You have to take all those conscious resources and work on them. This will take time, a house is not built in a single day. It can be built faster, of course, but in one day, no. We know that from seeing constructions. I research a lot, study a lot about skyscrapers, for example, in China, that are being built in 15 days. This requires a lot of work, 24/7, without stopping. So, these are strategies, plans of action. What is your plan of action? What is your speed? Also, a very important point, if you want to give priority, at what speed do you want to do this? Because the amount of quality in relation to your goals, your goal, your focus, is the speed you give. If you are giving a lot of speed, it's because you are putting a lot of focus. If it's taking time, because I don't know what's slowing down. Want to speed up? So, some tips here. The plan of action is very, very important for you to get more focus in your life. The third and last aspect, not less important, but it is the most important, is mental consistency. Mental consistency is what makes your focus, which is like steel, be molded. It will be hammered until it is molded into what you want. It is malleable, it is durable, but at the same time, you can, with a high level of heat, mold it the way you want. There will be days when you want to mold it one way, there will be days when you want to mold it another way, because sometimes, because of other people's opinions, even when you hear that it's better to do it a certain way, your intention, your mental focus, can change. But that's where you come in, your resistance. Are you strong enough not to accept other people's opinions? What the outside world, what people think, what your family is saying, what your coworkers, your boss are saying? Do you protect yourself? Do you have that strength, that resilience? This is mental consistency. We focus, we go all the way. It is no use going and coming back, putting one foot forward and the other back. It is useless, this way, you don't get out of place. You go and come back, dancing even to a rap, I don't know. It doesn't work. If you go to the right or to the left, you will always stay in the middle. You can't achieve something in your life going with fear. We say, so go with fear, but go, you know. Go. Stay with hesitation, but if it goes wrong. It never goes wrong, because most of the time, not heroes, not heroines, not in stories, romances, movies, or even in real life, spiritual masters, mental masters, emotional masters. They always had hesitation, fear that things might not go right. But, as everything happens, the universe does not work with polarities. Polarities are created for us to understand aspects that are, instead of being enemies, they are friends. Positive and negative walk together. There is always learning, although sometimes it may generate what we call pain. And this, in fact, is very aligned with your level of spiritual evolution. If you are living a moment in your life where everything is going wrong, it's for you to learn something. Sometimes it can be subtle, so simple, perhaps even less superficial, but when you open your eyes, open your eyes and realize this, you will understand, this is what I needed. And then, your focus, which directs your prefrontal cortex, has mobility, which is neuroplasticity, allows you to adapt to situations, people, and your goals. So, today, I want to focus. I give the focus to you, I give you the power stick, let's say, to embrace, hold this stick, and put it in front of what you want to do. Recapping, the first, what is the most important, what is the main goal you have in your life, what do you want to focus on at this very moment? Second aspect, how you create a plan of action. Create a tangible, conscious plan of action, of what you really want, with steps, with dates, the way it has to be done. Then, the third, mental consistency. Repeat, for sure, for many days. There will be days when you will feel discouraged, and days when you will be more excited. But the aspect is a daily construction. Life is like that, a construction. In the universe, there is no right time. The right time is now, at this very moment that you are watching this video. If you like this video, I want to ask you to also give a tip. If you want me to talk about a specific topic you like, right here in the comment section, I want you to talk in mindset about this, about that. And then, we'll record a video about that topic you are going to suggest, okay? If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, just click the big red subscribe button. Also, activate the bell, click the bell, so you receive notifications in your email firsthand here on YouTube. If you are watching on another platform, visit our YouTube channel. I wish you an excellent day, lots of light, lots of prosperity. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in more videos here on the channel.